The Campground of the Burning Lantern, Scary Camping Story, USA Horror. If you travel across the United States long enough, you'll hear plenty of local legends, ghost trains, haunted bridges, phantom hitchhikers. But deep in the American backwoods, where cell service dies and the trees grow too close together, there's a campground known only through whispers. The Campground of the Burning Lantern. Rangers don't mark it on official maps. Locals refuse to guide you there. And yet, every year, thrill seekers and campers stumble into the clearing, sometimes by accident, sometimes on purpose, chasing the stories. Few of them leave with the same light in their eyes. Some don't leave at all. The story goes back to the 1970s. A young man named David, an eager hiker, took a lantern into the woods during a weekend camping trip. A sudden wildfire swept through the forest that night, consuming everything in its path. His friends escaped, but David never returned. Days later, search parties combed the woods. They found no body, only his lantern. The strange thing? The flame was still burning, though the fuel tank was empty. Nobody could explain it. People said the fire had claimed him, but his spirit lingered, doomed to walk the forest forever with the lantern in his hand. In the summer of 2011, 4 college friends from Chicago, Ethan, Lisa, Jordan, and Maria, decided to spend a weekend camping before graduation. They heard about the haunted campground from an old gas station attendant who smirked when they asked for directions. "You really want to go there?" the man asked, leaning on the counter. "People don't come back the same. Some don't come back at all." They laughed it off, thinking it was just another American small-town ghost story meant to scare outsiders. But by dusk, they found themselves at the clearing, an empty circle of scorched earth surrounded by blackened trees, as if the wildfire had never left. At first, everything felt normal. They pitched their tents, started a fire, and told jokes over roasted marshmallows. The night air was warm, cicadas buzzed, and the forest seemed alive. Then, without warning, their campfire went out. Not dimmed, snuffed out, as if a hand had smothered it. The forest fell silent. No crickets, no owls, no wind. Just silence so heavy that they could hear their own breathing. Lisa whispered, "Do you hear that?" At first, there was nothing. Then came the faint hiss of gas, followed by the sound of slow, deliberate footsteps, crunching the dirt around their camp. From the tree line, a light appeared. Not the warm glow of a flashlight, but the swaying, unnatural burn of an old lantern. It floated toward them, bobbing as though someone carried it. "Must be a ranger," Ethan said, though his voice shook. He called out, "Hey, we're just camping." The light drew closer, and the figure behind it stepped into view. It was a man, or what had once been a man. His body was blackened, charred as if pulled straight from the flames. His skin cracked like burned wood, glowing faintly as though embers lived beneath. The lantern swung in his hand, its flame burning impossibly bright. His eyes were hollow, yet they fixed on the campers with a hunger that was far from human. Maria screamed. Jordan grabbed her hand, and they bolted toward the woods. But no matter how far they ran, the paths twisted back to the same clearing. Their tents were burning now, though no spark had touched them. The lantern man stood in the center, waiting. They split up, desperate to escape. Lisa sprinted toward a fallen log, but the lantern light found her first. Witnesses say she vanished into the dark, her scream swallowed by the woods. Jordan tried to climb a hill, but his path circled back. The lantern swung behind him. He tripped, and the flame fell over his body. When Maria and Ethan turned to help, he was gone. Only ash scattered across the dirt. Maria begged Ethan to keep running, but the forest betrayed them. The lantern's glow was everywhere, behind every tree and every shadow. Exhausted, Maria fell to her knees. Ethan reached for her, but a charred hand rose from the dark, clutching her arm. She vanished in a burst of flame. Ethan was the last. He stumbled back into the clearing at dawn, eyes wild, muttering about fire that walks, a lantern that burns forever, and friends who turned to smoke. Rangers found him wandering miles away, his hair singed and his voice nearly gone. He never spoke of it again. Today, the campground remains unmarked, hidden deep in the forest. Travelers swear they've seen a strange orange glow between the trees at night, moving too slowly to be a passing car, too steady to be a trick of the moonlight. Those who camp too close to the clearing tell the same story. The fire goes out, the woods fall silent, and a lantern begins to sway in the dark. And if you ever see that burning light moving toward you, don't run. Because no matter how far you go, the paths will bend back, and the lantern will find you. Some legends in America are just stories. But at the campground of the Burning Lantern, this story burns forever.